What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And before we get into this week, if one episode just isn't enough for you and you need a little bit more Bacon is My Podcast, head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast. Over there, you will get access to monthly live streams, discounts on merch, early and commercial-free access to Bacon is My Podcast episodes. Some of them are even extended surprise giveaways, additional shows, including Tasting is My Passion, and, of course, Cooking with Bacon is My Passion. And oh yeah, you get a crap ton of music. That's right, all of Jimmy and Mike's bands, previous, current, whatever it is, you'll get access to that music, demos, and much, much more. Just head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast and learn what the hoopla is all about. Welcome, everybody, once again, to a rousing edition.
You're so subdued right now. That wasn't rousing at all. Are you trying to rouse people?
You rouse, baby.
All right. All right. All right.
Welcome to...
With your soft, buttery tones. I got you.
Bacon is My Podcast, where today we have...
That's right.
The band Action Adventure.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Yes.
We have Brompton, we have Oren, Action Adventure. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us today.
What's up?
Of course, man.
How we doing? I'm excited because this is the first time that we've had, like, sometimes we have the whole band, sometimes we have part of the band, but this is the first time we've had two guitarists.
Yeah.
And we're two guitarists.
We're guitarists, singers.
So this might devolve into just something nobody wants to listen to.
Down a nasty rabbit hole.
I'm so pumped now.
Which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
It's
like,
amazing.
So just a little bit of context here. So Brompton joined us first, and he walked away. And the second he walked away, Jim and I were like trying to zoom in, and we're like clicking on things. We're like, okay, so what is that?
I know that's an Ibanez.
That's an Ibanez. Is it a fan? No.
I saw he has a Hagstrom in one of their videos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also that's everything is within arm's reach. That's right here as well.
Yeah.
Is that an Ultra?
It's it's an ultra sweet.
Yeah, I have an Ultra Max. I just got it about a year ago. I saw one at NAMM and I was playing around with it and stuff, and I ended up like literally getting the exact, in a weird coincidence set of like me finding things, I ended up getting the exact guitar from the NAMM show that I had played. And I got it a year later, and they were like, "Yeah, we got this from the NAMM show." And I was like, "I played this guitar."
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
But yeah, we were checking out your guitars.
We were like, okay, that's a PV. That's a
totally
Marshall.
creeping.
Okay, totally cool. But yeah, like so you obviously you've got a bunch of amps and stuff like that. We've gone like hardcore into like Helix world.
Yeah, we did. We totally went.
Are you guys more of the, hey, let's get a live amp going, or are you guys more of a, all right, well, everything's mic'd anyway, let's just get a Helix and be done with it? And
I think we're more of like we're poor.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
You know, whatever we can play.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
I sold everything to get mine. So
yeah, pretty much the move is just use the amps we've had for however many years now.
So what are you guys playing through? What are each of you guys using? Do you have, or do you have, not what are you using, but what's like your go-to? What's your amp? Like if you had to get rid of everything else, what's the amp you would keep?
Ooh, that's tough.
I guess
like most of the time I have a 6505 plus.
Oh, nice.
And I use that most of the time.
He also doesn't like to walk around with a bunch of heavy heads. That's why.
Right.
I mean, I definitely like want to explore the digital realm because I just want to get like a live-in road case and put everything in there and then just take the front and the back off when I need to. Right. And that's it. Everything's set up, walk away, nothing changes from set. Like everything's going to be exactly the same. But we'll see about that in the future. Right now, I mean, I love my PV head, so it's...
All right, so the 6505 Plus is yours. Oren, how about you?
So, fun fact, I actually don't have a head of my own. I use our lead singer, Blake. He had a crank head that he used in his previous band, sitting around his house.
Like an actual crank head.
You use a crank head?
I use a crank head, yes.
That's a thing. That's a thing still, huh?
Wow.
It's old, but it fucking rips.
Yeah.
No. Crank,
dude, absolutely.
Crank, the way I know it,
wasn't it like a dime bag? Dime bag thing?
Dimebag was like the first endorsed artist, and they used to backline that at Warped Tour.
Yeah.
So yeah, that thing is great.
yeah. I love using it.
It's a tank. That's awesome, man.
It's a tank. That's awesome. Yeah, we're like gearheads. We have problems.
So Oren, do you have a white whale? Do you have a dream head? Do you have one of those?
I think what's that Soldano that Alan Day uses?
Oh,
isn't he using SLR 100?
I think so.
Yeah.
It could be a suit. No, it's an SLR. I think it's a SLR 100.
That's absolutely the head I want.
I really want to.
What I can tell you is this: is that if you don't want to spend that much money on a Soldano head, and still also have a 6505 plus, you can get a Helix for way less.
Not a sponsor.
True.
Not a sponsor.
I'm just throwing that out there because I was all about like analog, and he brought a Helix into my garage one night, and he's showing me how it works and this and that, and I'm like, I don't know, and I wasn't sold on it, and eventually, once I got it, like, because they have all the older Marshalls, they have the Mark IV Mesa, they have the PRS Archon, like you name they have it, and then the updates come out and they have it. So it's like wow, I can spend, and I had a guitar player spend like $5,000 on a head, right, on a Friedman head.
Yeah, I mean that's different,
dude. Yeah, the Friedman head. The head.
I don't even know what that's like.
The Friedman head sounded insane on its own. Second you put it in a room with a band, it was awful. It was fucking awful. And I got my Helix. I got it used, and I sold, like he said, I sold a bunch of my shit, and digital's kind of the way to go, I feel like.
Well, it depends. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. I will say, as when I first kind of switched over to that, it was weird to people because I'm not a lead guitar player. I'm a songwriter and I'm a singer and I play guitar also. So I'm not I'm not a super tone head as far as like I need to be able to play these leads. I need to be able to sound like this guy or anything like that. It was like my idol for guitar tones was Mike Ness, because Social Distortion was like that was my band that I heard and I was like, I need to do that. Like that was that for me. So his tone, big open chords, big, he was a Fender Bassman guy. I got a Bassman. I got, I did all that stuff. And when I did get the Helix, the one thing that I will say that it does do better than any analog amp. It doesn't sound like an analog amp or a tube amp better than a tube amp does. But what it does do is it gives you consistency and you actually get to know what your audience hears. It was the first time that someone told me like, oh, that awesome sound that you figured out? Yeah, no one that you've ever played in front of has ever heard it. because someone puts a mic in front of it and then they do whatever they do out front, and then it's coming through the house system.
Yep.
Or if there's no house system, which often there isn't, they're hearing it off to the right or off to the left, and they're hearing part of it, and you're not hearing it either.
At all.
And nobody knows anything about what you sound like. So until you are able to kind of figure out that processed out front sound, you don't know what anybody's hearing. And I was like, fuck.
Dude, as an audience member at a show, it drives me insane when I cannot hear both guitars at the same. I literally move from one side of the crowd to the other to get a picture of what's going on.
Yeah, I can't stand it. And I mean, like, from performing, like, most of the time, honestly, I'm just guessing what the fuck Warren is playing. Like, I can't hear shit. I can't hear what he's doing. Most of the time, I can kind of hear myself.
Right.
I can always hear Adrian playing drums. Mm-hmm. Occasionally, I can hear Manny. And I can always hear Blake singing. But I can almost never hear what Oren is playing. And so I'm literally just guessing and being like, we've been playing music together for 16 years. I fucking hope we're playing at the same time right now. And it just works. It just works.
Right, yeah. I hope we're as tight as we are in rehearsal.
Exactly.
So Oren, you are a only guitar player, huh?
Yeah, just guitar. Yeah.
And nobody can hear you.
Brompton can't hear me. I hope the audience can hear me.
Always.
I gotta tell you, any only guitar player I've ever been in a band with, everybody hears him very well. Very, very well.
This sounds consistent with what we experience.
Yeah. Because they love to hear themselves, and the only way to hear yourself is if it's insanely loud. And so hats off to you. I'm sure that
because your
the audience here
because your cab is blasting at the back of your knees, so you can't hear shit.
Yeah.
Don't go away. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hey guys, I got a quick question for you. Are you dog people? If you know anything about us, you know that here at Bacon Is My Podcast, our dogs are our family members, right? We love to give them a little something extra to look forward to every month, get them excited, and that's why we subscribe to BarkBox. So every single month, Bruce, Bane, and Bruno are treated to 2 brand new durable toys, plus like uniquely curated packs of treats. It keeps them excited, keeps them engaged, and you never have to go out shopping for stuff. So, if you have a 4-legged furry friend that is your favorite alliteration, we got a special deal for you. Just for being a Bacon Is My Podcast consumer, if you head over to baconismypodcast.com and scroll to the sponsors, click on the BarkBox link, you'll get an extra toy in your first order from BarkBox. So head over, once again, baconismypodcast.com, click on the BarkBox link, and spoil your favorite 4-legged furry friend today. More alliteration. What's your bacon?
This is Skaggs from Outline and Color, and you're consuming Bacon Is My Podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I used to blast my shit so I could hear and then also hear what I'm singing at the same time. But then Adrian was like, I can't fucking hear anything other than you. And I was like, cool, I guess I'll just guess where I'm fucking playing right now.
Right.
So I just turn everything down and I'm like, well, here we fucking go. Let's just fucking do it.
I sing and play guitar at the same time as well. I feel you 100%. I'm always I'm the lead singer of my band, so I'm in the middle, right? But my amp was always to outside the bass player, right? So I never heard myself ever, honestly, until I went digital, because at that point I have my little monitor that I put right in front of me, and that's the only thing that's bringing my guitar out, and everything else is out front. So I have a monitor right in front of me now that's letting me hear my guitar, so I can hear myself now for the first time in literally 15 years.
Right? I want in-ears, but most of the time I just play with earplugs in.
Right.
And then I can just kind of hear head voice, what's going on in my head.
Yeah.
That's so fucking loud. I can't hear what I'm actually playing. So I'm literally just God, this vibration feels pretty spot on to what I'm supposed to be, and just kind of. It's like the meme with all the calculus and fucking trig and shit.
Oh
Like,
my god! Right?
Yes.
Have you tried in-ears? Have you guys tried in-ears to play like live with them?
this is something that we have been talking about doing for a long time, and I think we're finally at a point where we've convinced ourselves to maybe pull the trigger and do it.
Right.
So I hope so. I hope we're gonna do it fucking soon because I really fucking want it. That shit is expensive.
Dude, I gotta tell you, so like I've been doing it, especially since COVID, but so my band for a long while I actually was just doing singing, and if you can get, I'll find out what the Shure one is, but basically it's two XLRs, and you can decide how much of the mix of each one that you get. And you can have the monitor mix and then your vocal mix, and life changer.
We'll send you what it is.
And yeah, I'll send you what it is.
Awesome.
They don't make it anymore, but it's
even better. You can get it cheaper used.
Yeah, you can get it cheaper used.
Yep.
Reverb, man.
100%.
And also it's like you could be completely stupid to use it, and that's why I needed it, because. Yeah, but yeah, ever since COVID, we actually, like, in my rehearsal studio, we do all in ear, and because my guitarist plays with a Helix, and you know my bass player played with like a Helix-ish kind of thing, and when he left, I started doing it. I used my Helix, so yeah, in ears is a big improvement because you can hear everything, man. You can.
We don't even really play to a click. Well, we're going to now. Like post COVID, like we're starting to like be a real band. So like we're gonna like start playing the clicks and shit.
I say the same thing. I say the same thing, dude.
You guys have been a band for 15 years.
Not this band, but me, Owen, and Adrian.
Oh, okay, so you guys have been a band for at least a number of years.
Yeah,
playing for
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. Yeah.
So
I got my numbers crossed between people and things and stuff. I cyber stalked you guys a little bit before we got in here.
oh, for
We
sure.
have to do that. Pretend we know what we're talking about here.
I also I have the same thing. I haven't switched over to the in-ears yet. I tried it once on tour, and I hated it. I hated it as a singer. I loved it as a guitar player, but I hated it as a singer because I was kind of separate from the audience, and I felt like I was in a studio then, and so that was a weird thing. So my only recommendation to you guys, if you're going to do it, if you can, put a room mic.
Like a room mic. Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that you can still kind of feel the crowd.
Yeah, a lot of people will do that. I've heard. I've like read a lot of shit about that, and like that. Apparently, that will make or break how it feels for a lot of people.
I feel like it probably would, because I
will.
didn't have it, and it sucked for me. It was awful, and my band is a very audience centric band, and you guys, your music and your band seems like a very audience centric band too. You're very much kind of like, it's energy, you know, and if you're not feeling that energy, it's kind of like, what are you putting in? You know, it's like, shit, where am I at? I don't know where I don't know what the fuck. So you
that's
guys,
that's part of the reason that we were so like afraid to like kind of take the leap to do it. And then I was like, well, how do we get around it feeling just like weird and sterile? And then everywhere was like, just throw a room mic in there. And I was like, oh, that totally makes 100% sense. That's like the easiest, like dumbest solution, and it makes all the sense.
I had the same reaction. Someone said like, put a room mic, and I was like, I'm stupid.
Like, holy shit.
I feel like every band we've talked to that has done it, or like at the very beginning, we've called bands out for being very track heavy and all that kind of stuff. And everybody says, like, from the smallest band you talk to the biggest band you talk to, it's like once we went in ears, completely different ballgame. I love it.
Whole new thing.
So
good
luck with it. If you need help, I can help you, and I can forward you on to some people who actually know some shit.
Okay.
Better than
awesome.
I can't, but
You can forward us to him.
For sure.
Yeah, right there.
Word. Okay.
I can talk to you about all the things I hate, and we can discuss that, and then be like, how do we avoid that?
That's just as useful, to be honest. So, I mean, I feel that.
Yeah, we're the yin and yang.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm the yang. Well, a little background. You guys have put out a lot of music.
Yes.
You've put out
yes.
EPs. You guys have been a band for a while. And this new record is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first on a label.
Yep.
Right? Which is pretty fucking awesome.
Yep.
It's also like, it started with, was Barricades the first single from the record?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
So,
Well,
okay.
I guess technically Tuck Everlasting.
Tuck came out in like 2019.
2019, yeah.
2019, yeah. And then we waited, what, a year? Over a year?
Yeah, so effectively
yeah.
Barricades was the single.
Yeah. Realistically,
Well, but you guys have done that. You guys have done that a few times, because I've seen a few singles, and then I've seen like an EP that contains like that single on it, but they're decently. There's some time in between there, which is
God damn it.
I feel like
sorry. I don't know.
I feel like as
Sorry.
I feel like as people who are in bands before, like, you go, hey, you did something, and then you did something way later. Why'd that happen?
Dude,
that way?
I've done the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
My band's most popular song is on none of our records because we did it in between records, and then it didn't fit on any records. And it was like, all right. So it ended up on a B-side record that we put out because we were like, we got to fucking put it out somewhere. So I totally get that. Like you write something, you record something, you're in it, you want to get it out, you get it out. You're like, hey, we're on to something. Let's release something and let's get some momentum happening. And then whatever happens, and it takes a while to get the next things out, but then the next things are out, and you're like, well, we got to put this thing that we put out on it, So there's definitely that too. So, but what I was kind of getting into with Barricades is like, that was the first thing I heard from you guys when I discovered you by us booking you for the show, which is honestly how I've discovered a lot of the bands that we've had on here. And it was super cool because the first thing I do is I jump on Spotify and I listen to the band and I just try and get a sense of like what they're like. And Barricades is the first song that I heard, and it hit me in this really cool way because I was like, fuck, the balls. Just a minute. Oh, this song has 2 lines in it, and those lines are so fucking good that they don't need any other lines. It's so good, and it hit me in such like an interesting way because as a songwriter, I'm feeling like if you listen, it's different. Would you listen if we all look the same? And that hit me in a certain way because I've always kind of like, when my band goes out, people don't expect us to sound the way we sound because for some reason they look at me and they think we're going to be heavy. And we're not. We're very we're rock. We have pop sensibility. I don't scream. I sing. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But it hit me in that way where I was like, man, I fucking get that, right? And then I watched the video. And I saw the video, and that hit me in a whole different way because I was like, oh, fuck. So everything I already thought of, I was like, what would it be like if I had a whole other host of bullshit to deal with that I don't? And so that was a different thing that hit me in a different way. And so for everybody that's watching or listening, check out the video. Please check out the video because it's awesome and it's honest and it's raw and it's fucking cool. And then I jumped on your YouTube and I saw your series about the signs that each person was holding up, and I got a little bit of information about each person in the band, and some of the things that you guys have like heard and gone through, and like, yeah, man, like that hit me in a whole nother way. So you guys were able to write this amazing song that makes this amazing statement, and then you accompanied it with a video that like empowered the statement and made it even bigger. And then you were able to take that and create a series of videos that went even deeper into making it personal. And in each thing, you like, at no point did I ever feel like I was like I didn't get it, or that I was alienated, or that I wasn't a part of the conversation. And that's a huge accomplishment. Like, and it's a great fucking song. When you first wrote that song, that you wrote a great minute song. Who the fuck does that? Like, it blows me away as a songwriter. I'm like, you motherfuckers. But did you know when you wrote that song, did all that kind of like just happen? Or did you know when you wrote that song that like, man, we put the right guitar parts and rhythm and lyrics and melody together, and we have a statement and it makes sense, and we can do this with it and we can do that with it? Or did that happen afterwards? Like, how did that come about?
So Blake pitched the idea. He was like, yo, let's write a song that's like an elevator pitch for our band.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, let's just keep it like around a minute. Get in.
Blake is the singer for everybody.
Yeah, Blake's our vocalist. And he was like, let's get in, get out, whatever. Oren had that intro riff. And I was like, this is fucking tight. This is badass. And then kind of what normally happens is that Oren will write something kind of pretty, and then I will write something that is on the other end of the spectrum to go with that pretty part.
You ugly it up?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because Oren is better at guitar than I am, so he writes better riffs than I do, so I just like fucking throw zeros at it. And that's it. But yeah, so we were just kind of like, all right, what do we do? Like, how can we show what we are, like who we are as a band instrumentally in under a minute? So we were like, all right, we need lots of rhythms. It's got to be loud. It's got to be pretty fast. And then we got to also throw some riffs in there and stuff. And then Blake was like, okay, check this out. And then he showed us the lyrics, and we're like, yep, let's go.
Wait, so you're telling me that like the plan was for it to be a minute long, and you guys like that was a concept?
Yes.
Holy,
that's awesome.
Fuck.
Because it was meant to be an intro to the EP. We couldn't make it like a traditional 3-minute song in that.
Right. And also,
that blows me away.
We also like have a track history of like just sometimes overwriting, where like we're like, oh, let's just throw this cool riff in there. Oh shit, this is also cool. Let's just make that fit. Okay, now how do we get from this part to this part? All right, well now we got to write a transition that kind of works. So we've really been, I guess, for the past like 2 or 3 years, trying to like simplify, not necessarily simplify like what we write, but not overwrite, I guess.
Okay.
And not just throw a bunch of fucking like riffs in everything.
We all fall victim to it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we're just trying to be like actual songwriters, and just kind of grow up so we're not like fucking 17,
Well,
you guys are doing what's right for the song as opposed to getting your shit in.
Exactly.
We used to not do that at all.
No, I would say listening to your songs, even the older ones to new ones, the older ones had more. I guess I would call them busier. I would call them busier, but there was never like a situation where, as a songwriter, I listened and I was like, that doesn't need to be there. Like,
did you listen to the Great Dinosaur Atlas? Because that whole song. It's just all the riffs from that record that we didn't use.
Well, there's a lot of riffs. Yeah, you guys do a lot of riffs.
Every transition in that song is a part that didn't need to be there.
Everybody needs one. Everybody needs one.
Yeah. That's our one.
You
I
guys
mean,
put it out. Not
listen,
everybody puts it out.
Every,
You guys
every
put
once
it
in a
out.
while. So, like, okay, yeah, you like every time I die is literally every riff that you've never used,
Right.
but they make it into a song,
Right.
and then they make songs out of it.
That's why they're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're great. I love it.
They make songs out of riffs that I could never make songs out of, but riffs
Right.
that I definitely came up with.
It's like, no, I've done that before. I've totally done.
I
that
just
before.
wasn't good enough to make a song out of it, but like I definitely like. They're one of those bands that you hear and you're like, I've played that fucking riff.
Yeah.
Damn it! Why didn't I go there with it?
So Brompton, obviously, you said Every Time I Die, one of your favorite bands. You bring more of that heavy to the band, or is it other guys from the band?
I mean, we all like the thing is like we all listen to so many different types of music that like we as a band we just have like a super eclectic like taste in music. But I mean, like if we're in the van and there's metalcore playing, it's probably me who's driving. That's a very fair assumption.
Okay.
Because 10 out of 10, it's always me.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, we got to take a quick time out. As you could probably tell by now, Jim and I, we're t-shirt guys. And we're always looking for the most comfortable and best fitting t-shirts possible when it comes to ourselves or our merch. Sometimes they're soft and they unravel in a few washes. Sometimes they're durable, but they feel like sandpaper on your nipples. And it's just not our thing. Well, maybe it's Jim's thing, but it's definitely not my thing. And you know, sometimes you clean your shirts and from sweating at work or on stage, they just kind of get all funky even after you clean them. Well, Fresh Clean Tees is a solution for all your t-shirt woes. With multiple styles and colors, they keep you looking so fresh and so clean. Go to baconismypodcast.com, click on the sponsors tab, and click on the Fresh Clean Tees link and start looking great and feeling great without spending a fortune. Again, that's baconismypodcast.com. Click on the sponsors tab, then scroll to that Fresh Clean Tees link to start looking comfortable and stylish at affordable prices.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jeff from I Call Fives, and you're listening to Bacon is My Podcast.
Do you have like when you're on the road, can you think of like 3 we're definitely going to hear these songs on the
I was going to say records. We're definitely going to listen to Lost in the Sound of Separation, cover to cover.
Okay.
We're probably going to listen to With Roots Above and Branches Below, cover to cover. Those are like the 2. And then like whatever, I guess, currently I would be listening to that's heavier. We'll probably listen to that too. Or so it depends. A lot of times, honestly, I just like go into my liked songs on Spotify and hit shuffle, and I just fucking go because, like, you know, drives are long, and I don't want to have to be
right.
fidgeting.
Do you guys have a? I know my band when we the minute we go on the road, like we feel like we're on the road, and it's only because these are the things that we've played first. Because of my drummer was the guy that always took the first shift. And so it was always Funk 45 was like literally the first song that once we got out of New York and we were actually on a highway and we were out, Funk 45 was our first, and we knew we were on the road, right? And then it was probably Origin of Symmetry. Like that Muse record was one of the ones that we heard. And then like the first Blind Melon record was like one of the other ones that kind of happened because he was always the first guy that was driving. And so every time we go on the road, no matter who's driving, somebody plays those 3 things. Like we have songs from those 3 things that kind of happen. And anytime I hear those songs, I sort of feel like I'm on the road. Do either of you guys have like 1 or 2 of those that you're like, if I hear this song, I feel like I'm like, this is a tour song. This is a road song.
I think for me, usually it's whatever current metalcore Brompton is listening to, because he's usually the first person to take a shift.
Right.
So when I get in the van and some like gnarly breakdown is playing, I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
we're on the road now.
I feel like we listen to a lot of our friends' music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we listen to a lot of our friends' music on the road.
We do that too, yeah.
So I feel like as we're going through those releases, it starts to like kind of hit, that we're not just going to a show. We're going to a show that's 10 hours away right now. Like this is
Right.
this is
We're
it.
leaving for a show, and we'll be back in 3 weeks.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is a different feeling. It's totally a different feeling.
Completely different.
Go to a show. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Well, also there's the whole fact that like if we're going to a show here, we don't have the trailer, and if we're going to a show, we definitely have the trailer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
you have a lot more room.
Exactly. Far more comfortable going out of state than we are just going down the street like all of us like fucking packed into 2 cars with all of our gear and shit.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to get back to my question about barricades, like how soon did you guys know that you had something there that was going to be something? Because literally that song like took over TikTok. Like it's the right time. Like, was that a plan? Were you like, TikTok's getting big and they need a minute. Let's do a minute. Or did it just kind of like, were you like, here's our mission statement. Here we go. We're doing this and we can say it in this amount of time. And this is perfect. When I first heard it, my immediate thought, again, as a songwriter, was like, okay, this was probably supposed to be a longer song. And then they went, we already have it. It's done. And so that was my first question. That was going to be my first question was like, did you guys like, was there a plan for like a longer thing? And you were like, no, fuck it. There's nothing else to be said. This is it. But now that I know that like you guys, that was a concept, which blows my mind, where you were like, let's do a minute song and let's kill it. Why? Like, why?
So the TikTok aspect is really funny because we were not even intending on posting it on TikTok. Even after we released it, it had been out for like a few hours or a day or something before it went up.
It had been out for 17 hours.
Yeah.
Before it went on TikTok.
That's so specific.
Yeah, and then
you're awesome.
And then Brompton was talking to one of our buddies, and he made the suggestion of putting it up on TikTok, and that was like the best thing that could have happened in that moment.
Right.
And
so it wasn't even like here's this social media thing that's blowing up, and let's make something that works there.
He was literally like, yo, you should put that shit on TikTok. It's finna do numbers. And I was like, is it? And he was like, dude, just do it. So like I literally downloaded the app to create the band account, to post it. Didn't tell any of them that I posted it. Didn't even like link people to the band. Like I just haphazardly was like, I put up the video. I was like, oh shit, I gotta capture. Like, would you listen? And then I like did a bunch of hashtags and just like,
fingers crossed.
Right.
And then I like forgot about it. And then it came across my girlfriend's FYP because she was sitting on the couch on TikTok. And she was like, oh shit, you guys put the song on TikTok. And I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. She's like, oh, so you're not paying attention to this right now? And I was like, paying attention to what? And she was like, you should look at, go check it. And I'm like, what am I? Okay, whatever. And she's like, dude, you need to go look at how many views this has. And it had like 28,000 views or something, and it had been like 3 hours.
Dude, that's amazing.
And 2 or 3 hours. And I was like, how the fuck do I look at the views? I don't know how to see anything. What are you talking about? and I'm just like cavemanning it up, like trying to figure out how to look at the analytics for this shit.
In the computer.
Right, exactly. It was totally a Zoolander moment. So I'm trying to do that, and then I'm like, holy shit. And then, like, by the time I got in contact with everybody, it got up like another 10 or 15K. And we were like, oh my God, it's at like 50-something thousand views, like in a few hours. And mind you, we were like, let's get 2,000 views over the weekend on YouTube.
Right.
That was like the goal.
That was the goal, yeah.
That was literally the number that we were like, if we get 2K, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And it's a good goal. That's a fucking
Great
serious, yeah.
Yeah, for like a local band, absolutely. So we were like, let's shoot for that. And then I went to bed and it was like 120, and then I woke up and it was like 287, and legit, I just remember like I sat in bed and I checked it and I just fucking started crying.
Yeah.
100%.
Dude.
I was like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And then like it just kind of
Did you right away kind of feel like, well, did you feel like it got those numbers because it was hooky and catchy and awesome and a minute, or did you feel like it got those numbers because people were starting to get it and there was more to it? Like, what did you kind of attribute it to?
I hope that it's both.
So
we're back in, and what we should do right now, honestly, is we should we have a sponsor, and they're called Poddex. And for those of you that are listening or watching, if you don't know who Poddex is, Poddex makes a bunch of decks of cards, and those cards are very much like Cards Against Humanity, things like that. And what they do is they are there to help out new podcasters that might have a hard time figuring out questions for their guests or topics of conversation or even episode ideas. If you're not like us, where you just talk shit for hours, right?
You got a problem.
And you completely talk over your guests, like do things like that. You should definitely go to Poddex. Find out how to actually do a podcast and do it well instead of what you're listening to right now. And if you are on there, go ahead and put in the promo code BACON, because that promo code will give you 10% off your order of whatever you get from Poddex.
If you get any of these 5 fine decks or wonderful swag.
Yeah. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to give Oren and Brompton the option to decide what Poddex deck they're going to get a question from. We are not coming up with this question. It is going to be random from the deck. So we don't know what's going to happen. It could be anything. And you have to answer it.
So the colored decks are different. What do they say?
Okay,
so here's what we're going to do.
It is either the episode deck.
No, whatever. Orange, choose a color. Let's just do it.
Oh, we're just doing colors.
Oh,
We're just gonna do the color, yeah.
Let's just do the
All
color.
right. I like it.
Let's do blue. Center.
There's blue center. All right. We've got blue center.
Orange
Blue
color.
center.
That is going to be the
interview deck.
second edition. So
Good,
that
good.
means you guys.
Brompton, what would you like to choose from? Same deck or something different?
I'm gonna go with green.
Brompton's going to go green. Green is the what the heck deck.
Nice.
So I will say this: interview deck 2 we haven't used yet.
So the what the heck deck, I had the last time that I was given a deck to shuffle. We all know, anybody that's been listening to the podcast, I lived in Vegas. I cannot shuffle. So this deck is very bent and very fucked up
So glad.
because I cannot shuffle.
So glad I don't have to deal
So-
with this one.
I'm going to do my very worst. I can't do
Watch
this.
Watch it. It's kind of cute. Watch him. Watch him.
Yep.
Isn't that kind of cute?
That wasn't horrible.
It wasn't
See?
It's
horrible.
better than I can do for sure.
Two people have said it's not horrible. So,
I'm
man,
All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a shuffle off.
we're not going to have a shuffle off.
No, we need to have a shuffle
No,
off.
I'm cool with that. Wasn't that
Should we
bad.
have a shuffle off?
That's all I'm good with.
I mean,
Nope.
Action adventure.
I feel like you're just gonna kick his ass.
There's no need for a shuffle off.
But I mean, like, I would like to see it.
God damn it, Bronson. Why did I say Bronson? I said
Because
Brompton. Sorry.
one of us have to fuck up the guest's name.
Oh,
it's usually you 100% of the time.
It's 99.9% of the time.
Does that happen to you a lot?
Don't even fucking start.
Bronson is nowhere near the worst.
You don't even.
And you know what?
At least that's kind of phonetically close.
Yeah, but you know what? Anyone named Bronson is a douchebag.
Probably.
That's what I found.
Let me just really quick go into my phone.
That's what I found.
I gotta get Brompton's contact information real quick.
Oh God.
He's.
Oh damn!
Now going through.
So while Oren's going through the phone, I'm going to do something for all the ASMR people.
Oren, you're still H-Dog in my phone.
He's H-Dog? Wait, why? What's H-Dog?
I actually can't remember why I'm H-Dog in your phone.
Probably.
Do you remember?
Somebody tell me why he's H-Dog.
It's because his middle name is Herbert.
Oh, that's why.
Oren Herbert?
Oren Herbert, yep.
All right. Braxton. That's fantastic. In Oren's phone, everyone that's listening, Brompton is Braxton.
Because of the amount of times that he's heard that instead of his actual name.
So Braxton? Really?
Braxton.
Like, I would like.
There's no X in Brompton.
I've never heard of a Braxton. I've heard of a Bronson, but I've never heard of a Braxton.
It's because you've watched Pierce Brosnan.
Brosnan?
Brosnan?
Yeah.
Brosnan.
Easy for you to say.
Let's just stop this.
You should probably stop this.
Needless to say, when I order food, my name is Brian. It's just really easy. It's just what I do.
Okay.
It's the only way that I don't have to stand there for like 45 seconds spelling my name out or just saying it over and over again.
You know what's fucked up is Brompton is a cool fucking name.
Yeah. I like it.
It's way cooler than like Mike or Jimmy. How many Mikes or Jimmys do you know? All of them.
I know.
You know all of them.
I know like 6 Mikes and like 3 Jimmys.
Yeah. You don't know all of them
least.
because there's so fucking many.
All right. So so Brompton, you chose the
Oren
chose the blue. So what we're gonna do here is Jim's gonna scroll his finger.
My fingy's going from left to right. You tell me when to stop, and that's your question.
All right, stop.
Stop. Oren gets this question.
Okay. And now
Brompton.
Braxton.
Braxton. I've gotten to Braxton, Bronson, Brosnan.
All right,
Brian, if you're nasty.
Brian, we're gonna. I'm gonna
Miss
scroll
Jackson,
my
if
finger.
you're nasty.
Woo! I am for real.
Stu right there.
Right there. He's got it.
Right there.
All
right. So, Oren, who or where would you haunt if you were a ghost?
That's a good ass fucking question.
If I was a ghost, who would I haunt?
Who or where?
Man, this is a hard question.
I already know. If I was answering the question, I totally know who I would haunt.
You'll get to.
I think I would probably haunt our friend Rodrigo because of how paranoid he used to be when we would sleep over at each other's houses. He was always like super paranoid about like weird shit, and that it would be so easy to fuck with him.
Oh, so you would haunt the guy that it would hurt the most. You're a fucked up person, Oren.
I mean, maybe he'll take solace in the fact that my soul is, floating around and.
No, he won't, because he won't know it's you. Because you'll be
like messing with him. Yeah,
I'll make sure he knows
later.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I like it.
Brompton, your question in the What the Heck deck. And this is a timed question.
What? Okay.
Wait.
Right?
What's the timer?
How fast can you say the alphabet? 3, 2, 1, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Done.
2UV.
Yeah.
5 seconds. 5.13 seconds.
That was not intelligible, so I mean, I would probably say like 6.5, but that's cool.
No, I heard them all.
No,
I
heard what needed to happen. And,
I heard
and
them
here, folks,
You never know what
The
you're going to
official
get
time.
with pod decks. You never know what you're going to get with
that's
pod decks.
5.13 seconds. And yeah, thank you, Poddex, for. I didn't know that one existed in there.
Yeah, Poddex is
Nor
crazy
did
for
I.
that
That's a
one.
really interesting question. Like,
That was a different move that they pulled.
I
on
was
us.
not aware, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta get a timer." So anyway, guys, now that we told you what your social media platforms are, can you repeat them back to our audience?
You can find
that's
us
the second question.
on most platforms under ACT ADV Band. Add on
can you
Instagram,
say that?
add on Twitter.
Can you say that without reading your screen?
Let's see here. ACT.
Are there any plans to make a better like?
Where's that going?
To make a better social media
like
handle?
I mean, we've probably not. That's probably the best we're gonna get.
Like, is Action Adventure Band not available?
so the problem is that it's so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our Bandcamp is actionadventureband.bandcamp.com.
And
So things it
Dude,
just gets
that's
ridiculous.
better than ATV dot fucking number dot
so you're correct.
free
But
space fucking bingo. Like, what the fuck?
the issue is that Action Adventure Band is actually too long for Twitter.
Okay.
yeah.
So it used to be A Adventure Band.
That was horrible. That was the worst
so
one.
Bad. That was so bad. It was so bad.
Dude, it's easier to remember than AA dot fucking number.
Well, no.
left, right,
If you-
select,
if you
start.
go,
The nice
okay.
thing about the search engines with, or the search functions with these apps is if you just type in Action Adventure like a normal person, not a sociopath, it'll actually show up. ACT ADV Band. You're like, oh shit, that's them. There's a bunch of black people and
Fair
fucking
enough.
really, whatever.
Hold on.
Get the picture.
Also, if you were to go to the library and look for movies, ATC/ADV is a genre.
Is it? What genre?
Action
An
Adventure.
adventure. Right?
Goddamn right.
This fucking guy doesn't go to a
Goddamn
library.
right.
That's
Dude,
his
I
problem.
was setting you up for the fucking home run. What are you doing? I was like, what? Right? Like, what? We're new at this. We're working on it. We're working the kinks out. It's like you guys with your SEO.
Yeah, exactly. Working the kinks out.
Working the kinks out 7 years at a time.
So, all right. So, you got to tell our audience where they can find you, where they can hear you, where they can. Go ahead.
Anywhere that you would listen to music, you will find us.
YouTube,
Literally,
Spotify, Apple Music,
Adventure.
the works.
every single one.
And what do they type in? Where they go there?
Action Adventure.
Yes, they do.
With a forward slash.
Oh, yeah.
Or without one.
With a
They'll
forward-
find it without
With
it.
a forward
They'll
slash.
find it without it too, actually, yeah.
Nice.
I found it without it.
I also did. When
That's-
I looked for it, I found it without.
Because
That's
I was
good to
being
know it's
kind of
not just me
lazy. I was
searching
like,
for
you know what? Nah, I don't feel like doing the slash, so I'm going to be lazy. And I still found you guys.
Also, we will put all links to everything that they have going on in the description for this episode.
Always.
Always, as always. And you guys also are welcome Anytime you're part of the Bacon is My Podcast family now. So that means that literally, if you're releasing something, let us know. Come on. We'll help you promote it. Come on and promote it. If you are bored on a Friday night and we're taping and you're like, hey, I want to come on and talk shit about nothing, come on. Maybe you'll jump into an episode with Eric Bischoff. Maybe you'll jump in. We'll let you in. We don't care.
I want to fucking do more of these pod decks questions because that shit was wild.
You know what? Come in and we'll just do Poddex questions for an entire episode.
I gotta tell you,
we'll do it for our
We'll be
Patreon.
part of the
We have a
sponsor spot.
Patreon.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we do.
We have a
do
Patreon that is Bacon is My Podcast on Patreon. So if you come on Patreon and you can check it out, we have all kinds of extra videos. And we'll do a video with Brompton that is literally just going through Poddex questions.
You're welcome. You just signed up for that.
Yeah,
I'll watch that for sure.
Now you have a job.
I love it. I love it. Jimmy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Jimmy G's Shoes on Instagram. I have pictures of my feet and my shoes and all kinds of different places, on different stages, all kinds of stuff like that. My band is Craving Strange. You can find us at cravingstrange.net. You can on cravingstrange.net. You can find all our socials and you can find us there. We have a recent single called Ashes that I would absolutely love it if you listened to and if you checked out. And
I can endorse
let me know
it.
what you think.
I can endorse it.
If you think it sucks, tell me it sucks. If you think it's great, tell me it's great. I don't honestly care either way because it's already out, so I'm over it. But thank you for checking it out. Mike, where can they find you?
Me personally, at me, my own self, Mike. My band is at Something Heavy Music.
Are you sure? Sure.
Well, no, me, my own self, Mike is on all social medias,
Yes.
but at Something Heavy Music is everywhere else. And of course, our music together.
Bacon is My Passion.
Yes.
Is on Spotify and Apple Music, so please check that out.
All the music places.
I am going to actively start trying to figure out how to do a Bacon is My Festival.
Yeah.
And include the bands that we have had on this podcast.
Because they're super fucking cool.
I really think that would be an awesome event. And every band that we've had on this podcast so far has been really cool. And I think they would all get along with each other. And I think it would make for a really fucking cool show.
The only way I'm going to show up is if I have access to unlimited bacon.
If you're coming to Bacon is My Festival, there is
I'm
unlimited bacon.
just saying, I got no bacon today. So...
Well,
wait.
I mean,
before we get into
virtual
that,
right now, so your lack of bacon is your fault.
Wait.
You could have shipped us some bacon. We had this shit booked for like a month.
Hold on.
You know what? He's
on.
not wrong. He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. But apparently you guys have a hot sauce going on.
What?
And we were supposed to get a bottle of hot sauce.
I didn't know there was a hot
and we
sauce
did not get a hot sauce.
This
henceforth.
They're the hot sauce band?
Yeah.
So
you motherfucker.
We just locked in the actual like revision of the sauce.
Keep going.
Yeah. So I can go get the bottle and show you right now.
No. That's cool. That's cool.
Show us a bottle we can't taste. I would love to see it.
You're right. I will make sure that we send you a bottle of this hot sauce. I promise you that you will get a bottle of this hot sauce.
Becky has our address.
You send us a bottle of hot sauce. We will get you guys again, and we will do a tasting of the hot sauce
on all sorts of different weird shit.
We will taste it together, and we will cook it together. And then when you guys are on tour, we'll get together and we'll do an episode. Or even if we don't do an episode, we'll just hang out and we'll fucking eat shit.
Yeah, we'll just eat shit.
Okay.
That sounds
all right.
Yeah. I promise, as soon as like everything is good and the label is done and it's ready to go out and shit, we will send you a bottle of hot sauce. That shit tastes real good.
It is delicious.
We do. We have a Patreon. Bacon is My Podcast on Patreon. And for our patrons, we do a show called Tastin' is My Passion. And on Tastin' is My Passion, we taste all kinds of stuff. We did Japanese snacks that we could not pronounce, and we went through a whole bag.
Mhm.
We did biltong, which was absolutely delicious.
Amazing.
We did. We're about to do the Death Nut Challenge, which sounds absolutely awful.
It's gonna be bad.
We did gummy bears that
The
were
the 9 million Scoville
9 million Scoville
gummy bear.
gummy bears, which absolutely sucked the life out of both of us.
It was awful.
So we cannot wait, and we've never had a guest on Tastin'.
So we could.
Yo, we would totally do that. One time, Blake somehow acquired some Carolina Reapers, and we ate them at practice, and then we all died, and then we were like, we gotta write a song right now. We wrote a whole song. It's called Carolina Reaper. I don't know if it's ever gonna see the light of day, because it's definitely like Southern metal, but maybe one day.
Dude, if you guys are up for it, we will sit with you and we will do Carolina Reapers with you, or we will do whatever it is. You guys are welcome to be our very first Tastin' Is My Podcast guests.
Or do you think we could get Adrian to do another Reaper?
I think we could do it, especially for the podcast. Yeah,
He succumbs pretty easily to peer pressure.
You know what? I think
we could get him to do it.
I think we could get Brompton, Oren, Jimmy, and Mike to do Reapers. So I think Adrian will want to do a Reaper because, he's
got to be cool.
Yeah,
fuck?
Don't you want to be cool, man?
Yeah. Don't you want to be in the club? In the club? Don't you want to be in the club?
I'm looking up this 9 million Scoville gummy right now. I did not know this existed.
It's awful.
It's
awful.
terrible.
It's awful.
Is there
horrible.
Is there any flavor to it, or is it just capsaicin?
No, there's no flavor.
It's capsaicin.
It's awful. It's awful. I don't recommend it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna close this then. I was really intrigued.
I mean,
it was horrible.
If you do it,
I would try it.
take a video of it.
Yeah. It was
and
horrible.
send it to us.
It was
because
horrible.
It's awful. It smells like sad when you take it out of the package. It
Yeah.
smells like sad.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
It tastes like a kick in the dick. It does.
Ooh.
He did calisthenics
Yeah.
after. He
Oh
had
no,
it.
I did some jumping jacks behind him. I was like, I just gotta move, man. I just gotta move.
That was pretty much what happened when we ate those Reapers. Like we were just like walking around in our practice space, sweating profusely, and just like we didn't know what to really do with ourselves. And we're like, we gotta do this song right now. We gotta fucking do this. And so yeah, we did it.
Yeah, you legit don't know what to do with yourself, and you just kind of like
you just
Yeah.
accept
okay,
it.
just
You accept
I
the
did this.
decision you made.
I did this.
You're like, I made a choice. It was the wrong choice, and I'll
That's
get.
a long time ago, dude. Those
I'm either gonna get over it or I'm gonna die, and that's what's gonna happen.
exactly.
I've already sealed that fate.
It's
I
funny.
gotta-
Either
vividly
either I'm
remember
gonna be
thinking-
great or this is how I die.
Yes, I vividly remember thinking like, "Fuck me! How do I go back in time and stop myself from doing this?" Like, that was an actual thought process that went through my mind, and I remember that like, why did I do this to myself? Would I do it again? Absolutely. If it's for
Right.
the content, I would totally do it. But
Right.
I would totally.
that's
hate
what
myself.
we do.
That's my thing too. Like I have no desire.
Is it gonna make people laugh?
or reason to do anything
Yeah, probably.
that's gonna hurt me unless it's gonna make someone laugh. And then I'm sure.
Let's do
I'll
it.
I'll jump off a bridge if it'll make someone laugh. Like I'll
I want to be on Hot Ones so bad. Like that's like a
dude,
goal.
Hot
Like,
Ones
I want to be on Hot Ones
so-
so fucking bad.
so good, man.
We tried. We
Like-
tried getting on the
I want to be on it so bad.
game
too.
show.
I'm with you. Like the game show or just the show, or he asked the best questions.
Mm-hmm.
The show is amazing. Like 100%, man. 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like we got to do this. We got to do an action.
We'll make
adventure
our
Bacon
own.
Is My
We'll make our own
Podcast.
last dab. You know what we'll do?
Ooh.
Let's make our own last dab, where we ask Poddex questions and we eat fucking Reapers or whatever the fuck we do.
I mean, I have the Last Dab Triple X hot sauce because Blake got it for me for Christmas. We can bring that. We can bring our hot sauce, which has scorpion pepper in it. So I mean,
Scorpion pepper is the
There
shit.
is,
by the way.
you
because
can.
it's at a, like it's just at the right level.
Well, scorpion still tastes like something,
Right.
right? It's not like some of the other ones that don't.
It's not like Pepper X, where it's
Yeah.
just yeah.
That's what the gummy bear is. The gummy bear is like, hey, we made a capsaicin. Here you go.
It's just Jello and capsaicin extract.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
That's
there's
literally
no
what it
flavor
is.
to this whatsoever. We're about to do the Death Nut challenge on our next one, and it's like literally like here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3, here's step 4, and step 4 is like all these peppers are included, but then
But
also
also
we made a powdered capsaicin that is 9 million. Enjoy that.
no,
That
it's
sucks because like
13
if you
million.
accidentally
13
inhale,
million or some shit.
that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
13. It's
Yeah.
13
No,
million Scovilles.
it's a
If you-
loser's game.
If you accidentally inhale the powder,
Yeah.
Yeah.
game over.
No,
No,
we
it's-
did that. We did that
It's
before.
it's stupid.
with
It's
ghost
stupid.
pepper.
I don't want to do it. We're doing it, but I don't want
We're gonna do it.
It's-
We don't want
It's
to do
terrible.
it, but it's
And
gonna
we're doing it not even for YouTube. It's for like patrons. So it makes even less sense.
You might want to just put that on YouTube after a little bit. Just
We probably do.
That's probably what we're gonna do.
Probably do.
give it to the Patreons first. Don't tell them. Maybe cut this part of this interview out. But first, and then put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad idea all around.
It's gonna be
100%.
bad.
100%. But other than that, we're 1000% down with doing something with you guys where we do a tasting or we do something fun like that. Absolutely.
That's
Let's
like our type of shit. We just do that shit at practice for fun.
yeah, let's do it.
I told Becky, I said, because she mentioned the hot sauce, and I said, all right, well, we do a thing called tasting. I sent her a couple of links to the episodes, and she's like, oh, I think they would be into that. Let me know your address so this way they can send you a bottle. And I was like, nice. We'll put the bottle on like all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah, but she
if
never
you
did.
want, and she never did. So
It just honestly like there was some production delays because of COVID and shit.
yeah.
Like so it was supposed to be with you right now.
Yeah, no, I get it. Excuses suck, man. I know. I understand.
Yeah, we all got excuses. We all got.
I hate being the guy that has to give the excuses. I feel your pain right now.
Well, that's my job. That's it. That's why they keep me around. Any sort of like, oh, what happened to this? They just defer the question to me, and then I'm like, well, I don't know.
Commercial break.
Okay, so in a world of streaming services, where can you find breaking news, live sports, and a mountain of entertainment? Look no further than Paramount Plus. With plans as low as $5.99 per month, you'll gain access to the following: live news from both national and local CBS networks, live sports from the NFL, NCAA, PGA, and much, much more. Your favorite MTV, BET, Nickelodeon, and Comedy Central shows from past and present. New original content like The Stand or Star Trek Picard or SpongeBob's Camp Coral. Smithsonian Channel shows and documentaries. Movies and much, much more. Go to baconismypodcast.com, click on the sponsors tab, and click on that Paramount Plus link and open yourself to peak streaming service. That's baconismypodcast.com. Click on the sponsors tab, then on the Paramount Plus link, and dive into thousands of episodes, live TV, original series, and hit movies right now. Do it.
So you know what? That means that we're going to definitely
We're going to have to follow this up.
We're going to follow that up, and we're going to reschedule that.
Let's do it.
100%. We'll put it on. We'll put it like put it on your thing, and we'll put it on our thing both, and we'll just kind of put it out. Who cares?
Basically, immediately.
Let's
try shit and do it.
Let's do it because we can't hang out and do it. Let's do it online, and we'll do it, and then we'll both put it out just for the fuck of it.
I mean, we might be up by you at some point in time.
When?
Or the end of the year. I don't know. Hypothetically, we could possibly be there at the end of November or early December.
somewhere in
Cool.
that range.
sometime in the first week of December. But who knows?
Well,
I don't know.
all right. Well, just
Dude.
know this:
So-
if you guys need a place to park your trailer, etc., you got a place. You got a place in New York.
100%. I
Thanks,
even
man.
have a rehearsal studio you guys can jam in if you need to.
Shit.
Sick.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, man.
That's
We're
what
all
we
in
do.
bands. That's what we do. That's part of the gig.
So
It's part of the gig being like, hey, I made friends on tour. That means they can fucking use my shit when they're
I
here.
made friends. Now I have somewhere to sleep that's not a Walmart parking lot.
Yes.
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
That is
There's
the
a sh-
realest.
there's a-
That's the realest shit.
there's a real shitter here. Just saying. There's a real shitter here.
Yeah.
Oh man, we go on tour again. I can do pooping with B, where I rate.
Dude.
I would normally go on like our Instagram stories and like rate how poopable the bathrooms at the venues were.
That's a good rating.
I'm very excited to do that now. I didn't even think about being able to bring that back, and that's a good one. I'm pumped.
Dude, that should never go away. That should never go
Yeah.
away because that is
Dude,
vital
we should do
information.
it on
Vital info.
TikTok too.
Vital information.
Oh, you could totally do that on TikTok.
Absolutely
Oh, we should do it
good
on
TikTok
TikTok.
content.
Fuck yeah! Oh my god!
Absolutely.
All business, no pleasure? Business and pleasure? It's 100%.
There you go. There you go. Action Adventure. Thank you for being so fucking cool
Right.
and for hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for being you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
So
us.
what would
Yeah,
you,
thank
what would
you.
you say their bacon is?
Shit. Action adventure. Your bacon. God, it seems like your bacon is a couple things. Like making music is your bacon. Making people smile is your bacon. Enjoying yourselves is your bacon. Spreading a message is your bacon. Changing the world is kind of your bacon.
Yeah.
Like without you even knowing it's your bacon.
I was gonna say it was thick cut with a little bit of fucking maple drizzle on it, but okay.
Yeah.
Thick cut with a little bit of maple drizzle.
You know what?
Is
That
your
goes
bacon.
a long way too, my friend.
God damn right it does.
That goes
Oh,
a
damn
long
right it
way
does.
too. But
Guys, thank you.
thank you guys for joining us and hanging out with us and talking shit with us for a
Yeah.
little while. But listeners, watchers, consumers
Yeah.
of Bacon is My Podcast, always make sure you ask yourself one question.
What's your bacon?
You love your weekly dose of bacon as my podcast, but you need even more bacon. Well, just go over to baconismypodcast.com. You can engage even more with us over there. It's a pathway to our music, extra content, our social media pages. Most importantly, grab yourself some pretty sweet swag and put it all over your body parts. Again, that's baconismypodcast.com. Listen to some tunes, pick up some merch, and tell us, what's your bacon?